Hi there. So I'm going to talk to you about Detroit Player Series Season 2. For those of you that haven't been watching this channel or following me on Twitch or on Twitter or basically talk to me anywhere in real life, you may not know what Detroit Player Series is. We put it together last year with High Score Lounge, and it was built off of our local tournaments and events to create a ranking system for all of our players to figure out who was the actual best. And we did that by earning points over the season for about 3 months until we got to our finals back into the middle of November, and the winners got some nice prizes from High Score Lounge. We're coming up on Season 2, which starts on February 5th. I'm happy to give you the announcement about it. We were going to make an announcement in person, but High Score Lounge has been opening up their doors to us on more days than we had before, and today just kind of fell off. So here we are on Thursday, the 25th of January, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Season 2. So, what's new? Last season, we had too many events. We were running 2 weeklies and then 2 monthly tournaments. Just a tremendous number of events. Not everybody could attend, and it just wore a lot of people out. By the time we got to the end of the season, people just weren't interested in participating. So we reduced the number of events. There's only going to be 1 weekly, and there's only going to be 1 monthly. So that's the first change. The other change was the ranking system was a little convoluted. So we simplified that, made that a little simpler, and I'll get to that later in the video. But right now, just know that it's a lot easier to follow, and it's still based on the number of entrants and how you placed. You'll also get more points deeper into the bracket. Anybody that wins a match will earn points. So the only way you don't earn points is if you go 0-2. So don't do that. Win 1 match, you'll get some points. There are more games. Last season, we were only tracking and awarding prizes for Street Fighter. We added Tekken at the end because the Tekken community was so bold and kept showing up, gave their support. Really nice to see them, so we added them at the end. That was tacked on at the end. This season, we want to make sure that those games are included. So from the start, we're going to have Street Fighter V. We're going to have Tekken. We're going to have Guilty Gear. We're going to have DBZ Fighter, or DBFZ, because that thing's a terrible thing to say. What a terrible name. So the other things that are new is that there are no legacy controllers. They present the same problems that we've had in the past. So legacy controllers are out. Go get yourself a Brook fighting board or an adapter. Put them in your stick. Call it a day. So what is old? What are we carrying over from last season? Well, you earn points. That gets you your rank. Rank earns you into the top 4, or in some cases, the top 12. And that gets you an opportunity to get into the finals and compete for all the monies. What's also old is that the 1P disconnect rule is staying in effect. We need to do something about player disconnects, and nobody in the community has come up with an answer that balances out the need to attribute responsibility and keep matches going because, well, that's just how it is. We got to deal with it. The other thing is that everybody starts from scratch. So even if you won last season, you do not get to carry those points forward. You start at the bottom. Everybody gets unranked all over again. So how can you figure out more? How can you find out all the details? Because I don't want this video to last 25 minutes. I want you to pay attention and actually care. Let's go over that. So I'm going to take you to a web page, and that web page is the Facebook. So you'll see on Facebook, underneath the Detroit Player Series Season 2, we have a pinned post that lists some of the highlights from the changes, and on that there is a link to another Google Drive. When you click on that, it will look like this: 4 documents for your review. We have the first and most important is the Season 2 changes, talking about some of the things we talked about here. We have the new ranking system, and the ranking system is a little different than before. Here we award points based only on the number of players and then the place. But if you have 9 players, it's the same as having 10, 11, or 12. So how you read this chart is how many people are at the event. Let's say there are 14. That's between 13 and 16, so we look in this column. Anybody who is in 9th place gets 1 point, 7th place 2 points, on up you go all the way up to 1st place, which gets 21 points. So this top row, those are the ranges of player numbers, so 8 players, 9 to 12, 13 to 16, all the way up to 64, because I don't think we'll break that for any of our events. And then the point breakdowns. So in an 8-player tournament, anybody who gets 7th, they also tie with 8th, they get no points. The next important important document to take a look at is the Season 2 structure, and that's this one here. The easy way to look at it is this. Street Fighter V and Tekken will have 3 divisions, divisions A through C, with the top 4, top 8, with the top 12 being included in the finals. But the division breakdown is pretty simple. Top 4 are in Division A, top 8 are in Division B or above, and everybody else is in Division C or above. Guilty Gear doesn't have this, excuse me. Neither does DBFZ. But what we do have down at the bottom here are our prizes. So first prize for Division A Street Fighter winner is $300. That's up from last season. And we still have 5 more spots to pay out than we did last season. Each of these prizes bigger than they were last. Tekken wasn't as big as Street Fighter last season. This season they're on par. And then we have awards for DBFZ and Guilty Gear. So take a look at that. It also includes our calendar. Starting on February 5th, we have the first weekly. Then our first monthly is in the middle of February to accommodate other events that'll be going on. In March looks like a normal month for us with weeklies on Mondays, and then our final monthly on the last Saturday of the month. April's going to be special. Can't talk about April 28th, but keep that in your calendar, boys. There's a reason it's not here on this calendar. We're going to have just 2 weeklies. Then Michigan Masters counts as our 1 monthly for April so as not to double up on events. We're going to skip the following Monday and then go right into the finals on April 21st. There are some specifics in this document, which is these Players Association, where you will find all of the common rules and the specific rules for each game. Street Fighter and Tekken followed the World Tours for those, Capcom Pro Tour and the Tekken World Tour. DBFZ, there isn't anybody around yet for that, so we've come up with our own rule set. Guilty Gear sort of follows the standard Street Fighter rules. We got a basic outline of rules there. They might change a little bit later in the season. So that, along with this video, are going to be posted up here on Facebook, and Hi is chiming in with me, and that will get you started with DPS Season 2. If you don't understand anything that I've said, or if this video is just crap and you don't like it, hit me up, hit Highscore up on either Twitter or Facebook or in person. If you have my phone number, feel free to call. Anyway, that is the content for Season 2. Please take a look. Please give me some feedback. We have an event tomorrow night at Highscore Lounge, which is the DBFZ opening tournament. So if you have any questions, that'll be another good place for you to ask me about those. And I will see you this Friday. I'll see you this coming Monday for not really tournament starter, but just fun at Highscore Lounge. And then we start all fresh on February 5th, ending up on April 21st at DPS, at Highscore Lounge. Sorry, this video is not of my normal quality. Had to throw it together in a minute. We got all mixed up with Frosty and opening up Mondays. So sorry, this isn't my best quality. I usually try to do something a little bit better, but we'll get there. Season 2 will have the production quality you're used to seeing from me and on this channel. See you then.